Hi Kelly.
How you going, Carla?
Good, thank you.
Good.
So Kelly Zarafa is here with us today just to talk through her story of Lean Change. Kelly works for a banking organisation in Australia and attended our Lean Change workshop last August, so August 2016 in Melbourne.
Yep.
We just caught up with Kelly as we're here in Melbourne this week. We just wanted to ask her a few questions about her experience of Lean Change. So welcome.
Thank you.
Hi.
There you go, right.
So, I suppose really just starting off in terms of your experience around the Lean Change workshop and probably maybe just talking through what were the three maybe tools that you took away from the workshop and just talk us through maybe how you've actually then used them when you went back into the workplace.
Okay. So yeah, I was pretty pleased to come to the workshop. So I was already in a agile project as a change manager and lead.
Yeah.
And we were already testing and trying a few things that were a little bit different to the waterfall methods that we use in change. And we really wanted to just come to this workshop to sort of think about what else could we bring to the project. So the key tools that we sort of picked up and we felt that you could introduce, you didn't have to wait to start another project, was around what could you introduce to support the change outcomes you were looking for in the project. So we certainly we did a bit of human-centered design thinking in our project already, and we had a banker journey, and we're looking at how could we actually measure that journey to see whether we're successful. And we felt the change tracker, the measurement tool, the experiment tracker. Yeah, that was a perfect thing for us to sort of pick up and think about how we could apply that. And that helped us look at all the activities we were doing. So we sort of retrofitted what we had done, and we looked at how we could measure that in a way that we actually measured success on a tracker board. And we were able to display that visually across the project. That was really successful. We were able to showcase that to our sponsors, and it really picked up some really good points of activities that we had done before. For example, we produced a learning simulation that was very, very new for the organisation, and that was as a result of some of the pain points we saw in the banker journey. And the sponsors didn't quite get what we had done until we actually visually showed them on the tracker how successful they were.
Yeah.
And it ended up endorsing that tool and being able to embed it a lot faster in their business. So that was really successful. The other tool was a change canvas and the strategic change canvas, because we were new to the journey, so we were looking at our enterprise capability and how can we actually bring in some of these tools to start visualising and getting our leaders to think through what is our purpose, what is our vision, what are we really trying to change the dial here. So we're able to use that strategic change canvas to get them through the thinking around their vision, their purpose, what was sort of the options, their perspective. So we picked that all up in the change canvas, and we're able to visually measure that as well. And at the end of the day, there's little other tips and tricks that we picked up as well. Even just using being able to explain the feedback-driven approach around using your insights that you normally use from a change lens, and how then you can just options and experiment. Just thinking about it from a 2-week cycle loop.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Yeah. So for you then, what was sort of the key success factor for you personally?
I just think it was just something that you could really anchor your experience on. I'm quite a practical change manager, so I sort of use all of my experience. That's the way I sort of learn, I suppose. And I felt that the success of this project is that you get that practical understanding and those tools and tricks, so you can actually just get in there and try it. So for me, it was being able to anchor back to some of that approach, and be able to then be confident to go out there and try those methods.
Yeah. So I guess sort of thinking about people who are listening into this today and maybe thinking, oh, well, is Lean Change something that we really want to get into? What would be your best piece of advice for somebody who's thinking of going on that journey, that Lean Change journey?
Well, I think it's because it's very complementary to some of the other techniques we use. So I think it just gets your mind thinking around how you can actually be a lot more smarter in your change delivery. So I think change delivery and change managers can sort of hang on to their practices, hang on to their methods around the BIA and change plans, and I think the lean change management gives you sort of, I suppose, the permission to try try to break your own sort of change cycle around how you manage change, and it certainly resonates with your users, with your the people that you're supporting through change, because they're not as hung up to our practices than what we are. And at the end of the day, we all can manage change. We do in our daily lives.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of how do we actually use this as, from a change practitioner, to have that permission to just try something a little bit different and just get back to the basics around what are we trying to land from a change perspective, and what are those outcomes we're achieving.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, great. So what I heard there was really around that practical application, being able to walk away after 2 days and just starting to experiment with the tools, but also that it was really important in terms of where your organisation was at the time, and that you were able to go back in, regardless, you actually already started on that journey, you could actually go in and retrofit, as you said, to where you're already at. So you didn't need to start a new project to be able to go back in and start using the tools.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's as we know, you can adapt it to any environment you're in. So I think it's just another way of learning, and another way of another toolkit in your bag that you can use. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Yeah, it's very good.
Just one final thought then around, we often hear, I'm not confident enough to try this, and I need to have permission. You mentioned a couple of times there about you don't need permission, and I felt confident to go out and just do it. So what would you say to those people who may be thinking, I really need to have something to hold on to because I'm not feeling confident enough to just go and do it?
Yeah, look, I think it is. I think it's maybe potentially using some of the, if you are in a change team and you've got a couple of people that are willing to give it a go, maybe actually just try it yourself.
Yeah.
Just actually use it as a way that you're not going out and I suppose saying going into a whole group of people in a big room to say let's use it. Do your own practice first and try it. Bring your book in. For me, it was like when I went off the course, it was like that the change tracker was something that I really wanted to try straight away. So it was actually empowering your team or empowering your people around to say, okay, here's something I've learned new. What do you guys think? And get them to read it and get them to really think about it as well. So I found that was a way of bringing people on the journey, even in your change team. So I suppose it's just a matter of, and then that way, once you've done it through your own practice, then the next, it's just all that small incremental changes that you can then bring it into your next opportunity. Whether it's you're part of a scrum and you can suppose get some support by the Scrum Master and talk a bit about some of those tools. We did, another example was the hot seat coaching.
Oh, right, okay.
So we use that to say, actually, we as a change manager are unsure how we integrate change into the Scrum Master. I'd like to put myself in the hot seat with your Scrum team. So those type of things, just put it out there. That's
brilliant. Fantastic.
Just try it.
Just try it. Yeah. Because it's about learning. You don't know right or wrong, and you don't know where it's going to lead to. So brilliant. Okay.
Good on you for putting yourself in that vulnerable position as well. That's just awesome.
Great. Okay. Well, thanks, Kelly. Thanks for your time. Really good. And we'll obviously stay in contact.
We'd love to hear how you guys go in the next sessions and.
Where it goes is only, it's definitely growing, and it's great though when you have stories that people to really see that there's a practical application and the results that you can get from taking away the tools and the learning. It's not in every situation. You just need to. I think it's the important part is actually just keep on trying and just remembering and reflecting on what may have worked in one part, may not work in the next, or it could work again.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.